I really needed to get done before we start my little traveling around my holiday. I was doing oil change. So yesterday we tackled the ball joint on this side, and now I've ran to the store and grabbed my stuff for an oil change. Also, another thing I did off camera was I used to have a double din radio in this car right here where my cup holders and stuff are, but it rattled really bad, so we removed the double din. I reinstalled the cup holders in the little tray and installed this Pioneer unit that I had laying around. It does have a USB drive and an auxiliary jack, which is plenty enough for me. I'm looking to see if I can figure out what to do with the black trim that goes around it. But down here we have the oil, and I have my filter over here. It looks like these seats need to be power washed. Gross. So here's what we run for filters and stuff around here. I've got a Wix filter for the Corolla and a lot of the Camrys and the Matrix, and I think a couple other cars. It is a 51394 Wix filter. And then I run 1040 high mileage oil in it because of the little tap that it has in the bottom end. And then I also run no smoke stop leak. Some of you guys are going to be on the fence about this product right here with sludging and stuff like that. However, I've been using it in this car for years, 5 of them, 6 years, something like that. A long time. Been using it in this car a very long time. With every oil change, it gets a bottle of no smoke or engine honey, depending on what's on sale. It's all the same crap. But this goes in it. This helps stop. It's really thick, so if you've got rattles and stuff in your engine, that'll help. Also, the 1040 weight really helps, and I've always ran the high mileage Castrol and a Wix filter and no smoke. Ta-da! So we've got to drain out the oil that's currently in it, of course, and the engine's good and hot. I just drove it back from inside of town because there is no one around me sells all this stuff in one place. I have to go to O'Reilly Auto Parts to buy the filter, and O'Reilly sells Castrol high mileage engine oil. The problem is that it's $34, if I'm not mistaken, at O'Reilly for that oil, the exact oil. Or I can drive to Walmart 15-20 minutes away and get the same oil for $17. This car doesn't burn that much gas, so my ass is going to drive to Walmart and buy that for $17, which is why it's in a Walmart bag. So let me get my tools out, let's drain this oil and get it ready to get the fresh stuff in it. Alright. So I've only changed this oil like 1,000 times. So if I remember correctly, it should be a 14. Yep, 14. Ooh. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna burn the crap out of myself. I just know it. If I can hold the camera still. Woo, that's hot. Jesus. Hot oil. And a shaky camera, sorry. Look at that. Ain't that just gross? Ooh. I wonder how much metal shavings it's gonna have in it this time. I wish I were kidding. This motor is just, man, she's been through the ringer. I'll be completely honest. I'm sort of surprised it's still running. Oh, there was some chunky stuff. I've literally drove this car through hell and back. And it just keeps on trucking. Isn't that what a Corolla is supposed to do? Can always depend on your Toyota. Alright, so push that back while that's finishing draining out its nasty crap. Let me get up here and burn my skin off my arm, take the filter off. So your oil filter on the 7AFE and the 4AFE and a couple others is conveniently located right underneath the hot ass exhaust manifold behind the scalding hot alternator, right beside the AC compressor lines. So all you got to do is wrap your arm up in a really good towel, soak it in water, and pray to God that you don't get singed, or you can wait for the engine to cool off. I'm probably gonna have to wait for the engine to cool off because it's been a pretty warm day today, and I sat in traffic for a while. I can feel the heat coming off this engine as it is, so it's probably not just gonna like pop right off super easy. I'll give it a shot. Oh my God, I got it. Ha ha! We're winning. All right, now you got to scoot your pan, your catch pan, over to the right just a little bit. Shove your hand back in this rag that you found in the floor of your shop. Oh, shout out for mismatched plug wires. Please don't hate me, guys. I'm poor. Okay. All right, so use the towel to your advantage. Listen to it pissing everywhere. So, oh my God, I got oil. I dropped it into the pan, but that's okay. As you can see, it used to be a Wix filter. It's because I'm a Wix fan for life. Now let me go find a new filter. Put a little bit of this scalding hot oil that's burning my finger onto the new filter ring, so it won't stick on there too hard, and then we'll be able to take it off like we did. And once you do that, get it all the way around, get it in the threads. Yeah, not bad. Now you can shove your hand back into your still currently hot towel and shove it back down into here. You can kind of see it spinning in there. And you just tighten her down till she's getting snug. Ta-da! Well, that's back on there. Go ahead and take the oil cap off while we're up here. How do you like this oil cap? A buddy of mine gave me. We'll look at it again once I get it right here. I want a neochrome one. Anybody know where to find neochrome ones? You know the neochrome one I'm talking about. This one's just blue. I think that adds like 75 horsepower, something like that. It should anyway. Alright. Needs all the extra horsepower it can get. Alright, now I gotta remember where I put the drain plug. Oh, there it is. Right there in the dirt. That's a great place for it. So let me shove that back in, and then we'll put all our new oil stuff back in it. Alright, let me try to figure out how to set this phone up. Yeah, I'm filming with my phone today. It's better than not filming at all, right? Let's figure out how to do this. Can you see anything? So I like to start with the no smoke stuff. It's really thick, and it's really good to do this when the engine is hot. That's why I didn't really let it cool down any before I went to change it. And sorry, I'm trying to get the little label off, or the little easy tab. Ugh, gross. Here, go ahead and take that. There you go. Let me wipe my fingers off. Stopped recording, so we're putting the no smoke in at first. And what that's going to do is, because the engine's so hot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the viscosity of it it'll soften, go up, and let it move a little faster with the engine being so hot. So we're going to put all of that in there first, slowly, little by little, and then we'll go back and we'll add the oil to it. and then we're going to give it a we're going to let it prime up and stuff, or we're going to reprime the system before we start it, and I'll show you what I mean when I say that. Okay, so it turns out we were also low on transmission fluid by just a little bit, so while we're waiting on that to finish draining, I top that off. I'm thinking it's starting to develop a leak. It's never leaked before, but hey, they start somewhere, right? And with 370 something thousand miles, I'm not surprised. That's probably as much as we're going to get out of that. Yeah. Let's get the oil. I should only need about 3/4 of this now. Need 2 hands, hold on. Okay, so I decided that the engine should wear some of the oil on the outside, you know, rust prevention, rather than take it all on the inside. So, I'm wiping the dipstick off again. Come on. There we go. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm going to put a teeny bit more in it because the filter and everything will take up some of that. One, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 4, Mississippi 5. Perfect. And I also noticed after I put transmission fluid in it, we're going to need a teeny bit of antifreeze, not much. It's good. Don't worry, guys. It's good and brown and rusty in there. Don't worry. I'll flush it all out before winter rolls around. So let me get antifreeze. Changed the oil and everything and top the antifreeze off and top the trans fluid off. Before you just jump in it and fire it back up, these Toyotas have a terrible tendency to dry knock. What am I doing? Oh crap. My phone just zoomed. How do you make it unzoom? There we go. These Corollas have a terrible tendency to do something called dry knock. And that's when you first fire them up. A lot of people blame the drain backs and the oil filters. Some people blame it on the bearings just wearing out. Some will tell you it's the oil pump. Me, I don't give a fuck. The best thing I know to do is before you start it up after an oil change is to unplug the top plug on the distributor, which is this one right here. This is the main power from the coil itself, and that stops the spark. And what you can do is you can get your ass in a car after I get the keys, wherever I put the keys to pry in the door to the building. Yep. You get your keys, and with the distributor unplugged, you turn the engine over a few times. So you don't gotta touch the gas or nothing. You just turn the engine over, and we're going to turn over for about probably 8 seconds. So, 1, 2. Cool, and now that my phone ran out of space, we're going to continue with the camera. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn it over for 8 seconds. Usually that's enough to prime the oil pump. Get everything all lubricated. You come back out here, you plug your distributor back in, and this time when you start it up, you really shouldn't have that dry, knocky sound. It should just fire right off. Beautiful. No smoke. No ticking, no rattling.